Good morning on this winter day in Belgium. Still out here riding, even though it's cold. But I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered if the perfect motorcycle exists? I've been wondering this for about 10 years now, and I think I found the perfect motorcycle. You want to know more about it? Let's go. Right, so like I said, I've been riding for about 10 years now. My very first motorcycle was a Honda Nighthawk, 1983, very old, but man, it was nice. But it didn't have a lot of capabilities. I enjoyed riding it in the summer, or even went to Spain with it, but it was missing something. And I discovered that when I started riding from A to B instead of riding just for fun as well. So then I bought myself a Suzuki GSX-F 750. That was more of a faster bike, obviously, which is really handy if you're going to drive from A to B and you don't need a lot of capabilities or fun in my case. But that meant I had two motorcycles, which means double the maintenance, double the cost, double the insurance, everything. So then I decided that's not really very handy. And I got rid of him. I drove around on a Kawasaki Z750 for a while, which is a naked bike. A lot of fun, but no wind protection whatsoever. So if you start going on larger trips or loads of highways, then it becomes less fun as well. So eventually got rid of that, and then I got into BMW, starting with the K1300S. Now that's a sports touring bike. So it does have the fun, sporty characteristics, but still also the capabilities for taking luggage with you. It would do the highway very fine. But eventually I discovered it was still a little bit too much on the sporty side. It was too much hanging over up front, and I couldn't do very long trips with it. So I decided to drive that one in a ditch. It's not on purpose, that was an accident. But it did bring me into a new bike. I stayed with BMW and I went for the S1000XR. Now that one was pretty much spot on. I loved it, and after having driven it for a while, I told everybody I'm gonna ride this bike until it's completely dead. It's got the sporty characteristics, it's fun to drive, it looks sexy, I can put all kinds of luggage on it. It basically had everything I wanted. Except for one thing. My brother bought himself a KTM and he started exploring off-roading. And right around the same time I discovered a couple of other YouTubers, and it really caught my attention, and that's when I figured that's the last final missing piece. I need to look at the off-roading segment. So yeah, what do we do now? So let's look at what the perfect bike would need. Now that's very personal. For me, I need something that can do the highway miles, that can do obviously the road stuff, but also that stuff, because that's a lot of fun as well. So it can't be too big. I'm looking between 900 and 1000 cc's. I'm looking for electronic suspension because I like to just flip a switch and set my preload instead of getting all the tools out. I need a big front wheel for the off-roading stuff. And I want something that's not too big so I can still comfortably do my lane filtering and keep control over it. So I've been driving BMW for a while now, so the most logical for me, of course, is to check out BMW. And then you get to the GS line. Those are pretty amazing bikes. Their engines are awesome. They're big, those big boxer engines, they make a lot of noise. But that's also the problem. They are very big. They actually have a 1300 GS now. I've sat on it and I can barely reach the floor. And if I go to the 1200 or even the 900, I can comfortably reach the floor, but man, it's massive. So that's gonna be tricky to control. So that's not gonna be the one. So from BMW, I went on to Triumph and their Tiger, the Tiger 1300, which is an amazing bike. It looks the part. They almost had me. I've driven it for about 4 times and they couldn't care less about how many times I came back, which was really awesome. I even got an offer with a price and I was this close to doing it, but that bike is still pretty big, really big. So I wasn't sure just yet and I kept on looking a little bit further. Now, before I show you the bike that actually made the cut, there's a couple of bikes that you probably wonder why aren't they in the list. For example, the Harley-Davidson Pan American. I mean, it looks good, but they don't have it in 20-inch front wheel. They only have the 19-inch front wheel, and that goes for pretty much most of the bikes that are out there. Either they don't have the 21-inch front wheel, or they don't have the electronic suspension, or they are just way too big. So really there was only one other option, which was the Suzuki V-Strom. Sat on it, looked at it, but I don't know, it didn't give me that real feeling. And another thing is there's not a single Suzuki dealer around here. The one where I went to look at it is actually a Suzuki car dealer, and they have like 3 motorcycles on the side. So I kind of like my dealers to be in the neighborhood as well, and the official ones have that. So yeah, let's have a look at the bike that made the cut and who's going to be joining us on this channel and this adventure for the coming time. Are you ready for the review? Let's have a look. Well, there you go, the Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sport. This is a 23 model. It's a very popular bike right now. Yesterday I discovered Smokey, another Belgian YouTuber, actually got Africa Twin as well. And I think they're selling really, really good lately. For me, this is the perfect combination of everything that we've been looking for. Let me take you around. So the first thing that was pretty important is that 21-inch front wheel. I told you Smokey bought one of these. He also got a 21-inch front wheel and he actually does a really good demonstration. But this actually means when you're doing off-road and you come to an obstacle, this will tackle it way better than when you have like 19 or 18 or even 17-inch front wheels. So this is going to help us off-road a lot. So then on the other side of the bike, we have the chain. I told you before, the Triumph has a drive shaft, and I actually prefer chain. It's easier to maintain and it feels better. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Since I'm a rookie, and this bike is definitely gonna eat some mud, probably more than once, I need some good protection. Now I already ordered some other protection. This is the standard ones that come with the bike, so I'll be replacing these, but that's for another video. Now let me show you the electronic suspension. Up on the front, you can tell by these wires coming out of your forks, but for the back, even more important, I can just switch whether I have a passenger and some weight on the back or 2 passengers and some weight on the back. I can stiffen or soften the suspension just like that without needing any tools. And that's something I am really, really happy about. So I guess the only thing left to do, have a ride. The traction control is amazing. It's sliding everywhere, but full control. I love it. Now, I do have to warn you, you're not going to be seeing a lot of off-roading while I'm in Belgium, because in Belgium it's not allowed. These kind of roads, they are fine. But as soon as you get to the woods, no, there's no way you're getting in there. Well, you're getting in there, but they will fine you for multiple thousands of euros, and they will actually take your bike until you pay the fine. So we're not going to do that. We've got a whole bunch of tap routes for that in the rest of Europe. So we're gonna stick to those, and here in Belgium we're gonna stick to the roads probably. Unless we come along these kind of little things, we can do those, but we'll see. This bike is fast. Not from the BMW, the S1000XR. I thought that was a fast bike, and it actually has the engine from the RR, so it has a sports engine. I think on the circuit, the XR is only about 1 second slower than the RR. So I always figured that I had one of the faster bikes out there for on the road and being a tourer. But of course my XR is from 2019. This one is from 2023. So yeah, those couple of years, they actually do make a difference, because this bike, it's definitely just as fast and you don't even feel it actually. So that's really nice. Man, what a day to be mowing your lawn. No, so like maybe they're hunting around here. This hunting season is open. Yeah, it's definitely hunting. Actually, I haven't told you why I went for the 23 model. You see, Honda has about they have I think 5 different models, but here in Europe they only have 2 models, and this year for the first time they have 3. So they have the normal Africa Twin and they have the Adventure Sport Africa Twin. So the normal Africa Twin has 21-inch wheels but no electronic suspension. The Adventure Sports version, since 24, has the electronic suspension still, but it no longer has a 21-inch front wheel. It has the 19-inch. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, it only has 19-inch front wheel. Now, the third option they have this year in Europe with the L3 is the Adventure Sports that still has the 21-inch front wheel, but it has the DCT only. This is obviously, it's not the DCT, this is the normal manual shift version. Because, I mean, I'm not ready for DCT just yet. And besides, like I said, I'm a rookie for off-road, so I kind of want to learn everything with shifting myself before I hand it over to a computer. So yeah, that's basically why I went for the 23 model. It's the very last model where I can have manual gearbox, a 21-inch front wheel, and the electronic suspension combined. That doesn't work anymore. So there's that. one of my other videos I went clothes shopping and I showed you how I got this jacket. And I gotta say, it's awesome. Yesterday I was driving around and it was raining pretty hard, a lot harder than forecasted. But it kept me completely dry. And also the wind, it really doesn't get through it. The only thing is, like I said there as well, it will not keep you warm. But there's enough space in there so you can wear whatever you need to wear, whether it's a protective vest. I mean, right now I don't have it. I only have the protections in my shoulders and elbows. But I could wear a full protective vest, but today I'm just wearing a really thick sweater. So that's keeping me warm. But yeah, that's pretty perfect because actually this jacket gives you a lot of options. It makes sure you stay dry and out of the wind. It makes sure your skin is saved when you have to slide. But other than that, you are pretty much free to do whatever you want underneath for keeping warm or whatever you want. So I'm pretty happy with this jacket. Let's see where we are at. Actually, I have no idea. I've been driving around, but I have a feeling. Right. Oh, awesome. That's actually exactly where I want it to be. Because let me tell you what, I'm feeling like having some McDonald's. This is obviously not the most interesting ride since we're just taking the bike for a spin. Once I get to McDonald's, we're gonna call it a day for you guys. But I'm pretty curious to hear what you guys have for bikes and especially how you got to choose them. Of course, this is only personal to me that I can say the perfect bike exists. But what is your perfect bike and how did you figure it out? Let me know. And if you want to help me grow, because this is a brand new channel so I can use all the support I can get, feel free to give it a thumbs up, give me subscribe, you know, the bell notification, all that stuff. It's much appreciated. And see you soon.